Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial. I wasn't able to upload a video for a long time, but I'm here now, and what I wanted to show you is to uniformly distribute a delivery plan within a month. So for this, the first thing we need is a delivery plan. And I'm just gonna make up a delivery plan real quick. So I'm gonna have the year here, I'm gonna have the month here. Then we're gonna need the number of units, number of deliveries the customer wants from us. And let's say it's all going to be for this year. Control D. Let me just bring this to the center, and this will be just, this will be just fill series, and we need one more. So for the amount of deliveries, I have made just sum up. Let's say they wanted 10, 15, 80. And now what we're gonna need is the first working day of that month and the last working day. If you don't need a working day, you just need the day, that will be much easier. I will show you that also. Just first day of the month and the last day of the month. This is much easier. For the first working day, we will be using the formula workday. So the start date will be, now we don't have here a date format, so we have to transform this into a date. So what we need is, let's say the first day. So we have to do this between double quotes because it's a text. And we're going to concatenate this with an and symbol. And we need this as the month. And then we have this as the year. And then it asks us the days. We're just gonna type here 1. And for the holidays, we don't have an additional holiday yet. Okay, we needed to, let's see what went wrong. We can go from formula to evaluate formula. Let's see, 1.1. Oh, we forgot to put a point here. So what we need to do is come here and double quote like this, and then we have what we were looking for. So this will be the first working day of January, and we get this down. You will see you have the first working day of every month. Now for the last working day, we have to do something a little bit different. Again, working day. Then we're gonna put in the date formula. So what it asks us is the year first. So this will be the year. The month. We're gonna select this, but we're gonna add 1 to it. And for the day, we're gonna enter 1. I'm gonna explain what it will do. And for the days, we're gonna put a -1. And we don't have a additional holidays we want to put in. So put this in a short date. Why did we use it like this? Why did we do something else? So for this, we wanted Excel to calculate the first day of the next month, which is February. And let me show this. This will show you the first working day of February. And with this -1, we subtract. So we want the previous working day, which will be the last day of the previous month, which is January. So when I drag this down, you have the last day for all of them. So these days are calculated for including weekends. They don't have any additional bank holidays. But let's say we want to add holiday 1 and holiday 2, 3, 4. Let's say we have a bank holiday on the 3rd of February and on the 3rd and the last day of April. Oh, the dots. And I just make up plus 45 plus 45, just have something different. Okay, so we want this calculation to include these 4 days also. So what we're gonna do is we left here the holidays blank, but now this time we want them to add these 4 dates. So I'm gonna put the dollar signs here because I don't want to shift it anywhere. So when we also apply this to the second one, it excludes the first holiday and then goes to the next working day. So when we drag this down with Control D to all of them, nothing has changed because we don't have one of those dates here. And let's apply this also for this one. And again, put your dollar signs. Don't forget your dollar signs, because let's say you don't add your dollar signs. I mean, it has shifted one cell below. We don't want that. Therefore, put your dollar signs with F4. And then, okay, let me show you this. We had put the last day of April, and this will go to one previous working day. This has worked exactly how we want it. So if you don't want to have working day, but just the first day and the last day of the month will apply for you, will be okay, will be all right with you, you can do your job with it. This is just easier. Just get the first day. I want to have 1, and we want to have, we don't need to write month. We can have this, and again, a point in between, or any format your country uses. And we have the first days here. And normally when you want to have the last day, you can have this -1, and here you have it. If you, oh yeah, for this it will make, so therefore just add 2021 1, and you have here the last day. If you don't like this, I'm gonna do it like this. Yeah. Okay, so now we have the working days, or just the first and the last days. It's how you want it. And now we have to prepare a schedule format. So again, I have opened a new sheet. We're gonna have the number of units here. It goes like 1, 2, 3, and I want to go and have it all the way down. Okay, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna separate this. I'm gonna turn this into value because I'm gonna make it shift. We're gonna write cumulative. So this will be 10, and then like this. So what we have to find here will be, first unit produced, actually the first number of deliveries produced. What I mean with that, in this month, actually in this month, in January, we will produce our number 1 item. And then within this month, we're planning to produce 10. So for the second month, our first number of production will be number 11. We have produced 15 more, so that will come up to 26. What you can do is actually do this, either 1 plus 10, and then it will go 26, 44, or you can just simply do cumulative plus 1. It will give you the same result, whichever you like. I'm gonna add here, I'm gonna call it first item, or you can call it sequence or ship or any name. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look whether this number is within this column. So I can choose the entire column, or I can choose this, but don't forget to use your dollar signs. 1, and I want to have an exact match. Okay, so what it shows us, we have here 1, 11, 26, and I have to go on for a longer range, 140, etc. So actually what this shows us is that this one until the next one should be within January, and all this until the second one should be in February, and so on. So I don't like this NAs. We may change this formula as if error. So this is like if I get any error as result, instead of getting the error message, I want to write something else. So this is the value. I'm not going to change this. And what value do I want if I get an error message? I just want to have the previous number. It's like this. Okay, and then we have 11, and then it continues as 11. And then we have 26. I'm going down with Control D, and then it gets 26, and then you have, instead of NAs, you just have the same numbers. Okay, so the start date of this first item, I want to get the first day of this first product. So it will get me January here. So don't forget your dollar signs. And I want to have the information in the second column. That's why I'm typing 2. And I want to have an exact match. I can write false or 0. Okay, so let's switch this to a short date. Okay, so when I drag this down, when I'm dragging this down, this is not what I want. I just get the exact same date. I don't want that. So what we're gonna need, I'm gonna work with the working day, so I'm gonna delete this. What we need to do is we need to calculate a rate. So how many days I have to spend for 1 unit to produce. So the first thing I have to know is how many working days do I have within that month. What we need to use is the net work days. So the start date is this one. My end date is this one, and for the holidays we had this specific 4 dates. So what we found out was that January has 22 working days. We don't need this one. So within this 22 days, I have to produce 10 products. So when I divide it by 10, that means that I have 2.2 days for every product to produce in January, and it differs for every month. So here we have to change this not as 10 but as the amount of deliveries, this will be better. This was wrong. Yes, and then just for our eyes, this looks better. So here we see that in January we have 2.2 days for one item, but in October we have 0.6 days for one item to produce. So what I'm going to do here, okay, this we have added 2.2, but I have to do this one minus this one within parentheses, and I'm going to explain you why I did this now. Okay, now let me see. Yes, let me see. Yes, we don't have any here again. Yes, if the last number is in the next month, it means that you have done something wrong. You have to check your formula. Yes, I'm checking it. The last day, it's okay, and it goes on. So what I did here is, since this is my first item of the month, I want the first date, so I want this to be 0. So that's 1 minus 1. And for the next one, I want to have that 2.2, the rate, added to my first day. For the third item, I want to have 2 times 2.2 added to my first day, and so on. So let me just check this evaluate formula. So what it does, it gets the first days. This is in another format. This will be the first date of the first working day of January, and then it gets you the rate of January, and then 7 minus 1. It means that I want to add 6 times 2.2 to my first day, and I will have January 15th. So I hope this was easy to understand for you. If you have any questions, you can just comment below and ask me anything you want. I will try to help you as much as possible. So I thank you for listening and hope you have the best quarantine you can have in these days. Thank you for listening.